Okay, so you good?
NFL.
There we go. So the schedule release just happened. First of all, I just gotta give credit to the Chargers. I don't know if you saw their media team.
Oh
how they did the
yeah,
schedule
we
release.
got absolutely demolished.
Drop
there.
dead hilarious how they did theirs. But either way, that's just. But now we want to talk about the actual schedule, and there's some good games this year. This is again another good-looking schedule. Now here's the one thing I gotta say: this season has a lot to live up to because, as me and Travis both believe, last year was one of the greatest NFL seasons of all time.
I think it's the best.
And he thinks it's the best. I just feel like I got to look at it a little more to say it, but I would not be completely, I wouldn't be so, argumentative against that. So it has a lot to live up to. There were some great games last year. Now, we just want to talk about prime time right now for this moment. What do you think are your 3 most anticipated primetime games? Now, I'll give my first one, which is for number 3. I have the Rams versus the 49ers on Monday Night Football.
Rematch of the NFC Championship.
Exactly. And that's the main reason why I'm going for this, is because right now in the current state of the division of the NFC, these can be argued as the 2 best teams in the NFC.
Yep.
And these can also be argued as the best rivalry right now going on in the NFC West. So that's the main reason why I want to go. It's the first matchup since the NFC Championship. It's Monday night. It's in Levi Stadium. And truthfully, the Rams still have not beat the Niners in a regular season matchup. Yes, they got them where it counts, but there could be a bit of that going on in the Rams' head a little bit.
They shouldn't have won that game either.
It was interesting how that played out. But the Rams, in the end, still haven't gotten the Niners in the regular season. I know there could be a bit of an argument that could be made for that. That could be in the player's head a little bit. And I know the Niners have their motivation as well because they're damn hungry that they let that game get away from them in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And now they have a different guy at the helm, Trey Lance.
Maybe.
And we'll see early on in the early weeks how much of a difference he makes to this offense.
Maybe it's Trey Lance, maybe it's not. I don't know.
I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo plays at any point, truthfully. But we'll see. If he does, I will be extremely pissed off. Either way, I think this is Trey Lance's team now. And now we get to see, we'll see early on in the weeks too what kind of difference he makes. But I think that's going to be a great Monday night matchup.
Now I got to heat some stuff up. So I'm going to start off a little slow. And then I'm going to heat up.
Okay.
All right. So this first one is cute. Week 1, Monday Night Football. We got the Broncos against the Seahawks. Now the reason why this is such a good game for me is because the Broncos and Seahawks did not just trade Russell Wilson. They traded over Drew Lock, Noah Fant. There's players on the other side. And I also want to see if Russell Wilson can come out blazing.
Yeah.
This matters for the Broncos because I want to see how good they are. Yes, last year and the years before that, we've known that they have talent, but they've never had a quarterback. Week 1,
this is no excuses now.
It should tell a lot about how much the Broncos are going to bring this year. If they struggle against the Seahawks, who do know everything about Russell Wilson, but are not talented at all, really.
This is my most questionable team in the AFC West a little bit. So.
Broncos, they could either be one of the best teams or one of the worst teams. And I think that this game right here is going to start it all off and hopefully
set a statement. And it's going to be in Seattle, so it's going to be the first time Wilson's going to have to experience the wrath of the 12th man that has been by his side.
And everyone's going to be on him the whole time.
Exactly. So it's going to be fun to see. That will be a fun Sunday night match. Or what is it, Monday night? Monday night matchup. Now, for number 2, I've said this so many times. I hate Thursday night football games.
It's kind of trash.
It's kind of trash. First of all, it gives the players such a short time to rest. This is where most of the injuries happen. This is why then all of a sudden you don't have players available in the playoffs. Also, there's a bit of a factor to it. It's very lazy because sometimes they just throw teams together.
It's like some trash team.
It's just, let's just get one of these games so we don't have to put it on Sunday. Let's just get them out of the way.
Texans and the Jets.
Yeah, and hey, are you happy you got football today? That kind of thing. It feels lazily put together. But this one is not. This is week 2, so this is kind of the real first official Thursday night football game if you want to think of it like that. Chargers versus Chiefs. Week 2. This is, and the reason why I like this game is because this is going to say where this division is going to go. I mean, in the end, respectfully, the Raiders are still a dark horse to win this division. They could take this division themselves as well. But in the end, I mean, even you have to admit the two favorites still are the Chiefs and the Chargers in the sense because of how complete they are. This is going to determine who is going to truly be the alpha dog in this division.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a bit of a sign if the Chargers can finally stop playing little brother to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the end, while the Chargers did beat Kansas City in Kansas City, when it came and it mattered in that game at home, Chargers couldn't come through.
It's going to say if Justin Herbert takes another step, he's already kind of up there, right?
He's up there.
But he got to take one more step to win that Super Bowl. He got to take one more step.
He's got to make sure he puts himself in that conversation with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
Yeah,
and says, "I'm right here."
If he's not, Chargers could be as talented as they want, but Justin Herbert got to take one more step.
It is true. It is true. But I think this is more of a proven game now for the Chargers defense.
Yeah.
Because now you don't have to worry about Tyreek Hill. You don't.
Nope.
It's some supporting cast wide receivers mixed with Travis Kelce. You know? It's not like Kansas City really went out there and got themselves a first-round receiver like some of us were expecting. They went for the defense. Now, that being said, this means that Chiefs defense can be scary, but I like this matchup because it defines how this division can go. Now, what's yours?
All right. This is my one that heats up a little bit more. Sunday Night Football, Week 4. This hasn't happened in a while. Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady.
Nice. I like that.
And
that was so close to being on my list, too, actually.
Now, this is a rematch of the Super Bowl. And the time before that, we remember this is the time when Patrick Mahomes got the Josh Allen treatment. He didn't get the ball. And this time, Patrick Mahomes is not a rookie. He's not in the second year. He's a little bit more developed, a little more. He's been in here a little bit.
Yeah.
And also on the Bucs side, they're not, I mean, the way it looks right now, they're not as talented as they were back then.
Not when they won the Super Bowl. In the end, that defense is not at the same level.
They're not at the same level.
And that O-line isn't either.
And I think Patrick Mahomes definitely wants to whoop on Tom Brady anytime he gets a shot. Because
it's personal now.
Yeah, it's definitely personal. They took a Super Bowl away from him.
Two potential.
Two.
Because he went in New England and went into Kansas City and took him out.
So I'm very interested in that. I mean, I haven't seen this matchup in a while. I'm very interested to see what happens.
It's a good point, too, and I also just want to mention Kansas City, because they invested so much in their defense and really their D-line, and with the Bucs O-line a little questionable, losing some guys, this is going to be pretty interesting to see if the Chiefs' defense can make a statement now with the way Tom Brady did them in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
It'll be fun to see. I like that. Now, my number one, the second I saw it, I knew it was number one for me, was that Bills-Rams game in opening day. I have not seen a better opening day game than that one.
I like that
truthfully, in my opinion, because these can be argued as the two best teams going into the season.
Yep.
It's a clear argument. Buffalo has done everything to only get better, and they barely lost to Kansas City. And I think if they beat Kansas City, I don't see them choking to the Bengals the way Kansas City did. I see this as the best team in the AFC when they're playing at their full potential. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. If it turns out that Gabriel ends up being,
if Gabriel Davis ends up being solid number 2,
like it looked like at the end of that game, who knows? Who knows a little bit. They got Jamison Crowder now, who could technically, I say, might even be a better slot receiver than Cole Beasley when healthy.
Probably.
Then they got themselves a cornerback in the draft to pair with Tre'Davious White, who's coming back.
Like a high end Jordan Poyer.
And we know the best safety tandem in the league right there, right? And then you got the Rams, who somehow
got better.
They didn't lose people like I was hoping they would. They ended up getting Allen Robinson. So now they have Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson with Van Jefferson.
And there's still a lot of free agents out there. They could still get somebody else.
Somehow they managed to persuade Bobby Wagner to come to their team and fill up a linebacker spot that they needed.
That was probably a pretty big upgrade right there.
Right, I would say so, right?
Maybe.
Top 10, top 5 linebacker right there.
Definitely like the best linebacker of our generation.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it turns out, right? But yes, then they get Bobby Wagner. And then they don't lose anyone, really.
No, technically you lost Odell right now. He was only there for the end of the season. and the playoffs. But you got Allen Robinson now, who I would pretty much say is an upgrade.
I think so. Because in the end, at their points in their career, OBJ dealing with the injuries he's dealing with right now, and then Allen Robinson just really dealing with the fact that he's just been on the Bears the past few years.
Yeah,
I think this is going to be big for Allen
He's
Robinson.
just always had a bad quarterback, so you don't know how good he really is.
Exactly. Now he has Matthew Stafford. So, two best teams in the league, and it's just a situation of it all. It's the first game of the NFL season, Thursday night. I truly don't think in my lifetime I have seen a better opening matchup on paper than this.
Because the Bills are arguably, I think, the best team in the league right now.
They can make an argument too. Again, I would make that argument because I really like the moves they made. And then, not to mention I think the Bills made one of the best little.
They got Von Miller.
They did get Von Miller, so that picks up the D line. But I also think in the draft, they got the brother of Dalvin, James Cook.
Oh, they did.
And I like James Cook.
They needed help in that running game.
I liked him, and I think he could work well in what the Bills do offensively, having a quicker back like that.
The Bills, they made some moves, man.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
It's going to be very interesting to see. And also, you can't forget that the Rams just won the Super Bowl, and it might have gotten better.
Now, which one's your best game of this?
My best game, I'm bringing it back to the Chargers and the Rams. This is the Battle of LA, Week 17, Sunday Night Football. And it's not just, it's the Battle of LA. These two teams, besides the Bills, like you just said, are the two best teams.
Could make that argument.
And
you could very well make that argument.
They're the best teams in their conference as well. And, I mean, it's not really, this is Week 17, it's not really going to have that much of effects on where they are in the playoffs.
They probably already have that spot solidified.
It's probably already solidified by then.
They'd be fighting maybe for, who knows, they'd be fighting for that 1 seed, that 2 seed, where those teams are at that point, you know?
But if these two teams end up going to the Super Bowl, you already played each other. And we're just going to see what happens in this matchup.
You gotta love rematches.
And it's going to be very interesting to see because Justin Herbert, obviously he's probably going to play better than Matthew Stafford. I think we can all kind of say that, right? Aaron Donald has to kind of carry that defense. The Chargers, Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. The Chargers, they got a lot of dudes to carry that defense. Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson, Derwin James. That's just a few.
That's just a few. Not to mention the solid players that they got in the draft as well.
Yeah, and they also have Asante Samuel Jr. We could put out a lot of names.
You could.
That's going to be an interesting matchup.
I like that.
And I guess we just got to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a lot of great games this year.
And you know what? That could be a game that could determine, especially when both teams are at, where the LA fan base starts to lean towards a little bit. Because they're both still in a battle right now of trying to win fans in LA.
Yeah.
You know, truthfully, because even in the Rams, despite their Super Bowl run, I mean, the Niners fans flooded that stadium.
Yeah, I mean, they were in St. Louis for a while, so
it was, you know, it's easy for teams in LA when they were in St. Louis to look up north for their team. In they still want to root for a California team. That's why in LA you see mostly Raider fans and Niner fans, because those are, you know, the two California teams that they had to choose from there. So LA's still fighting to get their fan base back a little bit. Both of those teams.
And the Rams probably got a little bit of an advantage now that they won a Super Bowl.
What can the Chargers do to see if they can fight back against that a little bit and see if they can take some fans in LA?
This is going to be very interesting.
It's going to be very interesting. And it's in LA, the Starry Night, Sunday night.
Mr. INT versus Mr. Lockdown.
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer? The one that gets interceptions or the one that takes away a receiver for the whole game?
Takes away an entire side of the field. It's going to be fun to watch. I like that one. Again, we still have a good amount of ways to go. We still got to get through training camp. It's going to take some time.
We're still in free agency. There's still more players out there.
Yeah. And but it's going to be, when we finally get to that point, it's going to be exciting.
If this is anywhere near last year, it's
going to be a great season.
Amazing. Mwah, mwah.
It's going to be a great season. All right.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure that you like this video, though, man. even the last video. Go watch the last video. You was talking about the NBA. Go like that one too.
Yep.
Leave a comment on this video. What's your favorite game for this upcoming season?
Mm-hmm.
Niner game, Raider game, Ram game, Charger game, whichever game you like, man.
Even put down maybe the idea of who you think has the hardest schedule right now, because as of listed, it is the Rams. But do you think there's a team that could struggle a little more here? You know, maybe a team that has an easy schedule. In the end, the argument for the easiest schedule goes to. You want to guess? Actually, I feel like you might know.
Niners.
No. The Cowboys. Always have the easiest schedule.
Oh, another thing I wanted to add. Also, the Eagles. I liked a lot of moves that they made, but that might make it a little different. But it's going to be a great season, guys. So make sure that you tune in to the next upcoming episodes. They're not really going to be about the NFL, but we're going to be talking about the moves that might be going down.
Exactly.
There might be some big trades that could still happen.
Yep. Anything's still out there. All right.
But thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.
Deucios.
Oh.